I'm really excited today because we're going to talk about Miss Jessie's. I haven't used no, that's a lie. I've been using Miss Jessie's a lot during my YouTube hiatus, and I wanted to really speak about it because when they came out with their tube formulas, I was pleasantly surprised. Very surprised. First, let me talk about my history with Miss Jessie's. I believe I discovered them first when I was in college, and it was on a website. And of course, during that time, it had changed tremendously since then, but they had their transformation pictures. One side was like frizzy fro, and the other side was down and curly, and I was like, what is this sorcery? Totally intrigued, clicked on each and every one, couldn't figure out what in the world they were using, and then I saw the curly pudding, that huge jar of purple mud, basically what it was, still is. And then I saw they had a salon, and I was like, oh, a salon. And during that time, I was still learning about my natural hair, didn't have a handle on it. It was growing, it was in that awkward stage where it was like medium fro length, but like slightly longer, and I was like struggling big time. Big time. And I used some stuff from the drugstore, and I think I wasn't well educated on how to style my hair and what to use. So when I saw Miss Jessie's, I was pulled in from the get-go, and I wanted to get into that salon, and I just wanted to be educated and helped with my plight of weird awkward length hair and not knowing what to do with it. I believe they were in Brooklyn at the time, and beautiful space, and I made the appointment for the angle cut something. It sounded super customized and faboosh, and I had to have it at any cost. Shelves lined with jars of Miss Jessie pudding, meringue, their buttercream, and I think those were like the 3 products at the time, the only 3. We washed my hair, I forgot with what. They didn't have their own shampoo at the time, so they used someone else's shampoo. Cut my hair, and I think they actually cut it dried first, and they're like, choop, 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 done. I was like, are you sure? I trusted, I was in there, everything on the website sounded promising. Went on to styling and what they call the shingling method, sectioning off very small parts of hair at a time and raking, combing through the pudding. So that enables the hair to weigh down when it dries, and it goes out and around your face in that fashion. After it was shingled, I was put under the hair dryer and was there probably for like an hour or so. Reminded me of my Dominican hair salon days. After my hair was dried, then they used a hair dryer with the nozzle and pulled and stretched my hair out so it could have that curl elongation and definition at the same time. I really loved the movement that it had, and becoming natural, I miss that hair wind dancing that I used to do with my straight JLo hair when it was relaxed. So when I saw their website, I was very excited to have that again, and definitely had that after my salon visit. However, I did feel that the cut itself left me lopsided. Didn't feel even, and no matter how I placed my hair, it felt wrong. Like, oh, maybe I'll put it here, or maybe I'll put it there, and it just didn't fall right. So for how much it cost, I don't remember. I don't want to remember, or else I'll just get really mad about it. Even though I wasn't thrilled about the cut, I did still kind of feel good about the product. And I had reviewed it 2-3 years ago when I first started this YouTube channel, and I expressed how I appreciated the curl definition it left me. Didn't appreciate the formula and how thick it was, especially for second day hair. It left me with this gray cast, I felt, and very little shine. So I I thought or I still think the curly pudding and the meringue are good first day hair products when you just apply them and you're going out to whatever just to have your hair freshly shingled, raked through, and after that, the residue was just too much for me, and there is going to be residue for the amount of product you put in there. So I messed with it and didn't do small sections, but did my wash and go method where I applied it in bigger sections. And I felt it still left me with a lot of residue. So I was not about the jar formulas. I left them alone for a long time, tried other brands, and then when I saw they came out with the tube formulas, I was like, oh, first couple of ones I think were like Transitioner's Magic and the COILY custard, which I actually talk about. I filmed that video, but I didn't like how it came out, so I'm gonna film it again. I'll show you the tube though. This was actually the first tube formula I tried from Miss Jessie's, and what intrigued me was the custard formula, and it transforms frizzy froze to define curly cues. I was like, ooh, yeah. And the formula you see is very tacky. It's custardy, so it might look like a gel, but it's not as strong as a gel. It does leave your hair super shiny and defined, but the next day, especially if you handle hair as much as I do, taking it out of the poof, the formula, the product will just kind of like brush off, and your hair is soft, it's not defined. So the custard is very, very light hold and great for first day application. Now though, the Jelly Soft Curls is their gel formula out of all the products, I believe. And I'm a gel person. I love gels, not so much of a cream person. The only cream I like is the Hair Rules Kinky Curly Cream. I really love that cream formula because it leaves my hair defined, shiny, and soft for the day after as well. And the product I saw first, I think before Jelly Soft, was Pillow Soft, and I was like, what? That's not gonna do anything. And then I saw Jelly Soft, I was like, that's not gonna do anything either. But stupid consumer me didn't actually read the label. I just saw Jelly Soft and wrote it off as not good enough. Judgment City on the high. It's a wash and go for people who want popping curls without the crunch. Super soft curls, your shiniest, smoothest, sexiest curls yet. Here's a close-up. I really love this gel, and I'll show you the texture. It is exactly as it says. It's defined without the crunch, just a little bit of a cast, but it's not like crunchy LA Looks Depth style, like not crunchy like that. And it's soft, it's shiny. I let it air dry for the most part. I did hit the top with the diffuser as it was taking a very long time to dry and sitting on my head in a weird way. This was dry and this wasn't, so it was like flat here but poofy here. You know how that goes. Weird angles. As for the formula, a lot tighter than the COILY custard. Super clear, and it smells great. I applied it actually with their leave-in Condish, which is a very similar looking formula to the Kinky Curly Not Today. This formula, although it looks exactly the same, the texture is a little tighter than the Not Today. I actually prefer how the leave-in Condish smells over the Not Today. It's not flowery and not super overpowering, but fresher smelling versus sweet smelling like the Not Today, as well as the Jelly Soft. Very light scent that immediately disappears once you apply to your hair, and you're not left with just a halo of fragrance. Much like their jar formulas, I feel their meringues and their puddings just too strong smelling for me, and it lingers and it drives me nuts. So I rather have a product that's very light smelling upon contact and just disappears when the hair dries. For the conditioning and shampooing, I went in with my Pure Olive Oil Castile Soap and my Jane Carter Solution Replenishing Conditioner. Top fave. I did use this the other day, and I will film a video speaking about this more in depth. But again, smell is great, texture is great, hold very light. Depending on what you want, maybe you'll try the COILY custard, maybe you won't. I applied these two alone after the shampoo and conditioner just so I can see how they perform on their own. I didn't add the sweet almond oil to each section as I usually do, but I really love the results from these two. They give really great curl definition without the crunch, and they're soft. Overall, compared to my Miss Jessie's experience 2-3 years ago, these two are light years beyond that. I really love it as an alternative to what I have, and I will certainly use this again. I think it gives what it promises, defined curls with zero frizz or very little frizz depending on how much you apply, and my hair feels soft and moisturized, and I love how it looks. I love how it falls. I love the shape. If I wanted it to fall more, I will just apply more product. And if you want to see how I apply, I'll link my wash and go routine down below in the description box. And yeah, I love the Miss Jessie's formula, and I know some people might feel iffy about it or might feel a certain way about it. For these products, these two, I really love together. I can't speak for all their formulas because I haven't tried. I actually tried their Multicultural Curls Lotion Cream. Didn't really do a thing on my hair. I felt like it performed like the Mixed Chicks leave-in conditioner. It was soft, but like curl definition was negative, not there. I was poof and soft. That was it. If you want to see more photographs of up-close shots, I'll post those on my blog, kinkysweat.com, and also all videos associated with these products, my wash and go routine, websites to buy, websites to see. I'm sure Naturally Curly, maybe they have this, will have their ingredient lists on there, but I will still post those ingredients down below. If there are any other Miss Jessie's products that you use I didn't mention or haven't tried, let me know why you love them, why you didn't love them. Maybe thinking about trying something, maybe thinking about trying the Jelly Soft or even the leave-in Condish. I think it's worth a shot. I know it's hard because I got this at CVS. If you hate it, you could return it. Any drugstore will allow you to do that. Ricky's for sure, their return policy is if you open it, you use it, it's yours forever. And I get it. Get it. Sometimes hard though, unless you know you're buying and you're keeping for sure, like buying for replenishing purposes. But if you're trying, it's a little tough. So definitely buy from a place that will allow you to return. So if it's awful, then you don't have to keep it. Or you could give it to someone, but you know, it's tough these days with bills and things. And again, thank you so much for watching. Any product suggestions, send them my way and we'll speak about it on here. Have a great weekend, you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.